Yo Virgo, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about Sun Virgo. Sorry if I'm like yelling because the mic on my computer is super shitty and I have to yell really loud so you can hear me say things. So I'm not angry, it's just what you gotta do sometimes. Got some good Virgos in my life. My brother is a Virgo. So, yeah. So I'm like sweating a bunch right now because I just had to make a phone call for a job interview and I hate talking on the phone. So I'm really glad that you guys can't smell me right now. Especially if you're a Virgo, you'd probably like say something like, "You smell like really bad and why don't you ever take a shower?" And I'd be like, "Well, I did take a shower last night." And they'd be like, "Good." And I'd be like, "Fuck you." Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So what does it mean when your sun's in Virgo? Well, let's start with the basics. So each zodiac sign has like a symbol that they are associated with. Yours is the Virgin. Why the Virgin? Because you're like totally into what's pure, man, and straight and narrow, practical. You're an earth sign and all of the earth signs are very practical. The reason that you are practical is because you just want to have the essential essence of things. You want to know what's real. You don't want to be deluded by anything. You just want the straight facts. This is the reason that Virgo makes a good scientist, because scientists need to measure everything. They need to have things calculated. Things that scientists work with need to be tangible. They don't want to be muddled in any cloudiness. They want to see the light of day. These are the things that Virgo wants too. Proof, So by being the Virgin, it doesn't mean that you don't like having sex, but the Virgin is just meant to indicate that you want purity out of things, okay? You don't want it all like sliding, slish sloshing together, mixing and brewing, and that sounds messy and gross, and Virgos don't like that. A large part of the way that a Virgo functions is by analyzing and cutting things into pieces so they can closer examine things in their isolated parts. A Virgo might be thinking in their head something like, "But why did you do that? But why did you do that? But why did you do that? Why'd she do that?" You're just always thinking and asking questions. Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication. He is considered the messenger, going all over the place trying to deliver all of this news and stuff. So that's part of the reason why Virgos have this reputation of being rather nervous people, is because their brains are always just, "Oh my god, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? What did they notice the stain on my t-shirt?" Virgo corresponds with the nervous system, which, where does that start and where do thinking start? They start up here in the brain. So your nervous system has this little cord or whatever that starts up here in the brain and it goes down your spine and to the rest of your body, all of your extremities and your organs. So this is why Virgos are more susceptible to psychosomatic illnesses, because they spend so much time worrying, and then nervous energy just goes everywhere, and it can give you ulcers, it can give you problems with your bowels, it can do all sorts of things. It's really good for Virgos to use their smart brain to realize that, it's good to take a chill pill once in a while. Whatever area that a Virgo is interested in, I'm sure that they could be really good at it because they have such a perfectionist mentality. They'll work really hard with whatever they're interested in to achieve this level of perfection. But at the same time, they have to learn not to be too critical of themselves. You just have to let yourself experiment sometimes, and things will be messy, It's okay, you're really good at cleaning stuff up. Virgo person is the type to not be afraid to go out on a dinner date and immediately tell you that you have something in your teeth. You generally think of yourself as a pretty helpful individual. You think that you have the best advice, and a lot of the time you do, because you see things pretty clearly. You're not prone to fantasizing about things. You're like, real, man. Virgo is associated with medicine and healing. Virgo is good at getting to the root of things and figuring out the problem, and then they have the intellect to solve the problem. You may be more health conscious, not wanting to eat things that have a lot of additives in them and things like that. Firstly, because you have such a sensitive nervous system and therefore digestive system, fucking hate these cars, but also because you are so geared towards purity and you want to live an optimally functional lifestyle, because if you don't feel like you're at your best, then you can't be your best. Virgo people often make good workers because they feel such a need to serve, and they feel like if they don't do a good job, then that reflects on them, you know, and their self-esteem is tied in with their ability to do a perfect job. And speaking of self-esteem, unfortunately, because they are so critical, you know, they're always most critical to themselves, and this can sometimes give a Virgo person lower self-esteem. Of course, Virgo is the sign that's right after Leo, and Leo is a sign that has a lot of self-esteem, so you may have planets that are both, even if you are a Virgo sun. That might change that a little bit. This has been my video on the sun sign Virgo. If you liked it, I hope that you subscribe to my channel. And right now I'm going through all the sun signs, sort of in a sporadic order. Spontaneity is the spice of life. Is that something that people really say? I don't know, I just think I made it up. If you have a request for a certain video that's astrology related, I think that you should tell me, and I'll make a video for you, probably.